Are you ready? You think you're funny? Making knocking sounds? I was wondering, but then I remembered that you like to do funny things like that.
It's junk.
Okay, what do we work? Oh, forgot my mellow. So today we just put oil back in the combine. We let it drain over the weekend, but working on combine and corn head, Brody's favorite thing. What are you doing? He's cleaning up the bench here so we actually have a place to work. You know how he likes to clean. Oh yeah, I remember that day. We couldn't get it pulled apart because it was got corn sap on there, so we just took the whole bracket off Brody.
I watched you guys struggle.
Yeah, he watched us struggle. Now we got to struggle it out of the head so we can lift the snouts straight out that end, maybe. Got it? So we like to go through the corn heads in the winter because there's a lot more moving parts for one. And for two, get it done in the winter time. You don't have to work in the heat of the summer. Well, there's always another job that we work in the heat of the summer, but it's best to do it now so we know they're done and ready. Then if you need any parts, you got time. Do we have to change the oils on this head? I think so. Change all oils, flip the chopper knives. We're gonna put new harvest sweep brushes on. First, we gotta get all the snouts up. So what we're going to start with is taking all gathering chains off, inspecting the brushes. We do have a kit to replace the brushes on the paddles. Oh, I just dropped that on my toe. The kits are over here. Let's open them up and see what we got. A sucker. Ooh. The Smarty sucker. We're gonna start with this. Guys, there's a Smarty sucker in every box.
Oh, good.
We're keeping morale up here with the suckers. You know the Smarty suckers are very addicting, but they like dry your tongue out.
I don't know if I've ever had a Smarty sucker before.
Well, you'll have lots to choose from. I ate the whole thing already, guys.
Oh my.
So when we got all this apart, it's good to check the bearings, the sprockets, make sure nothing's loose in the gearbox, top bearing. I'm noticing some of these are kind of hooked. No, this is a used head. This was Brody's first year pushing this one on our farm. Bought it used on an auction sale. So it ain't perfect. Nope. It ain't brand new.
I want a sucker.
Ain't it working?
Eric's going for the suckers already. So are we just going crazy here and mixing them all up or what?
Was this the Halloween special?
I know we talked a lot about these harvest sweeps last fall in field. And what the bushel difference for head loss, that's what this is all about, is the little corn from coming down, hits here, then you get butt shelling. That's just how it is with a corn head. So this kit replaces your deck plates, and puts these brushes on the bottom of your gathering chains. That you get a whole new chain and everything, especially made for these. And on a 12-row head, you get 3 to 3,500 acres till the brushes are wore out and shot. And on an 8-row, you get 2 to 2,500 acres just because they're smaller, less rows on the head. And a 6-row is 1,500 to 1,700 is what they say. We've done maybe about 2,200 on this head, I would say, give or take. And I mean, they're still good. There's the brush. On most rows, they're just fine. But if we put on another 2,000 acres next year through this head, they would be shot, like well shot, by next end of next fall. So we're gonna replace them all now. So we're starting fresh and saving head loss. And working on a folding corn head, you gotta take apart a lot of stuff to get gathering chains off, but I'd have to do that anyways to check bearings. And sometimes you gotta take this apart because this mechanism will get seized. This one's really nice, but debris gets in there and seizes them up sometimes. So you gotta sometimes pop these off, clean it out with a scraper. Nothing too in depth, but you gotta take this whole surround because this is a folding corn head. So this is all the mechanism for the what they call the bonnet when this tips up to allow it to fold. Just one more step. So I'm showing you a little comparison as I finally got this apart. This is a folding corn heads, boy. Super nice going down the road, but that whole mechanism there is not cool, but this is a little comparison. This is the new brushes. This is the brush with like 2,000, 2,200 acres on it. So there's another used one, new one. Honestly, these would probably run, but it's the ones where we're having, here's one. See how short they are. Overall, I'm very happy with what we're seeing so far. I'm gonna jump on Farm Chem here and get a couple more things coming for that spray tender trailer. We're also gonna be revamping some stuff on our seed tender trailer that I'm gonna order some 3-inch hose for. So let's go 3-inch hose. Actually, I'm just going to go here and select 3-inch so I can see my choices on what types of hoses there all is out there. Here's all our hose clamps. I ordered that last time. Looking for what I want here. So it's gonna be kind of spendy, but I gotta have hose for the trailer. It's part of it. Got the investment in the trailer. But I'm gonna get 150 feet because we are doing 2 trailers and I do not want to be short. The hose reel alone is gonna take about 50 feet. That's about the length hose reel that I got. So I think we got like 40 on the other trailers. So we're gonna do 40, at least 40 feet just on the hose reel. Plus we gotta run the whole length of the trailer, which is 50 feet. And I know we gotta do some plumbing on the other trailer. So it'll go quick. I know how that goes. So I was just gonna order hose, but then I'm trying to do this in stages so that I know what I need to order in my mind. So we gotta come out of the big black tanks on that trailer. And then we're gonna go with valve, and I got a couple of different sweeps here, a 45 and a 90. And I'm doing all flange fittings because they don't leak. They're easy to take apart if you ever have an issue with a valve. I'm doing quick couplers for easy winterization if I need to take a hose off and drain it. So I'm getting all those parts, a couple valves, the hose, and I think that's gonna complete this order. Placing order. And bam, we are done. Order sent successfully. So I saved 5% using my discount code. You guys can also use that, Larson23 on farmchem.com, and the link in the description. Is this the assembly line here?
Yep.
Nothing but good ergonomics. Don't touch my working space.
You got your organization.
Yeah.
Here's Eric's. Here's Brody's. Just a bomb gone off.
What do you mean?
So these are the little brush pads, also a cushion for when the cob comes down. If it hits the top of the gathering chain, it's supposed to minimize head shatter. And you just bolt these on with this little metal plate. 2 bolts on every paddle.
I want one of those guns that hang from the ceiling. And when it goes back up, we have to build this into our assembly line.
Oh my goodness.
Torques it to spec.
Yeah, I'm sure the spec on these is probably like 20 foot-pounds. And you're just ramming them. I heard you
I
over
put it
here.
on too.
I
put it
heard
on
you
too.
had ramming.
See, and then you gotta have really skinny fingers to get it started. I was thinking.
That's obviously the difference. So obviously when you buy the kit, you get the 2 new deck plates and the new chains. Now all we're doing is replacing this piece right here, and new metal and new bolts. It comes in the kit. So maintenance to it is substantially cheaper than the initial setup, but the ROI on this kit is actually very impressive from what we've seen last fall. Am I good to start putting these back on? Well, I'm gonna put on the ones that they've got put back together. I flipped all of these so that it wears on the other side of them. So if you flip them every other year, or something like that, maximize the wear on them so you don't have to replace them. The bearings are all good in them. These all slide good, so I'm gonna put them together, tighten them up, and see how they're running. So we're to the reassemble process, putting them on. Eric and Brody got all the bristles installed on every one, the new ones. Same chains, flip the sprockets, bearings are good. Now we're gonna break the windshield out.
Would that be something?
It could possibly happen. You want me to throw that on for you?
Yeah, I was
As you
interrupting your
just stand there.
conversation.
So, put chains back on, then we tighten this down to tension them. Maybe we should lube it. Lube the chains would probably be good, but that'll be when we get it outside and actually run it, and then we'll just squirt it with the roller chain.
You always want to make sure that good slidage.
Cleanliness is the key. This has not even been power washed, as you can tell. It's been blown off, but needs a washing.
What you want for perfection is a little bit of slop.
Yeah, so we want about 1 spring's worth right there for tensioning. Perfect.
9RX is making noise again. Yeah, it's just too good. It's too good.
I think we're done with the gathering chains. I'm now to the next stage of draining gearboxes. This is the chopping gearbox that I'm draining. But to show you the completed product, now it hasn't been ran, so the bristles are kind of sitting weird right now. But there's that lip on the deck plate that the little sweeper brushes. Brush the corn up into the head. If you want to see more about this like in the field, I'm going to put the link to one of our videos of us doing side-by-sides with our other head that we were running last fall, showing the difference in this, because this is a kit that I think should be a standard setup on a corn head. Otherwise, I will also put the link in the description for these. Check them out. They're really sweet. So the other difference about these versus other competitors is that this is still open. Like I know there's some with the brushes that tends to bring a lot more trash into the machine, and they wear out and don't last nearly as long as these do. So that's another reason why we went with this brand. Very low maintenance and You don't want a lot of trash going in because corn is a high bushel crop per acre. So you got a lot of material coming in just in corn. So you don't want trash going in your combine. Otherwise, it's harder to separate, slows ground speed, so on and so forth. Now to the not so much fun part of corn head maintenance. The messy, sticky 80-90 weight in everything, and now it's dripping on the floor. Yep, the fun part's over. You know, it's almost like we don't have a wash day guy.
He's slacking. Where is Brody?
This is an incredibly slow job. Only got one left to do though. And then I've got 3 more sets of gearboxes to do. Nope, 2 more sets, 2 more sets. There's no good way of filling these neatly except this, but it's very slow. Very, very slow. New day. Dad had another knee doctor appointment. We're gonna see if we can get a little scare out of him. He's been sitting outside talking to his phone. You come in so hot. I should have run you over. Oh my gosh. So you get for being late.
Right, I'll trade places.
You got one job to do today, and that's to finish putting the excavator roof back together that you started a month ago.
I don't think I had them guys with me, so I don't know if,
Yeah, they seen you trying to buff
Do I
it,
remember?
which was a failure. Complete
Hey, now,
failure.
there was a bunch of guys that did send me the,
Yeah, you found out how to do it, but you ruined it before you could try. So, what are you gonna do? It's just $500.
That's 500.
So here's the new one. Yeah, better. Well, it's not installed yet, but gotta put the hardware on and then put her up there. And the saga continues of changing oil here. I'm down to the final gearbox, and it is the worst one to do because you have to fill it. That one's the easy one. Then everything gets up behind framework and all chicken winged up in there. I told the guys we should do this over the pit, and then you could just stand on a little stool, work at a nice height, but it's here, so we're gonna do it. What are you working on?
They're mine. No, they're not mine. I lost a pin. They're headlies.
Your daughters.
Yeah.
Gosh, you look almost as cute as her.
I should probably get them back to her.
She's probably gonna be upset.
Yeah, she might be.
So, I think I'm finally done with oils. Got 2 plugs I need to replace because they used the air hammer to get them out. Previous owner must have really rammed them in there. But I believe corn head is done besides finishing up something over there. Put all the snouts down and we're gonna open, close, have to fold it and look into why that one bonnet wasn't folding like it should. Looks like we can now see out of the excavator window. So the whole reason for replacing this is we could literally not see through that at all. And when you're up doing tree work, well, you had to lean way ahead like this, and now you can lean back, see what's going on safely. Yeah, it was expensive, but also by not seeing what's going on and you rip a hydraulic hose off, I'll guarantee you'll spend 500 bucks on any one of those hoses up there. Don't ask how I know. We going for the second scaring of the day? As he comes in with his bush light.
You had to bring it somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
I got oily jeans, or jeans that can become oily.
They're still good. What's wrong with these?
I outgrew them in the waistline.
How much were these plugs?
$8.
$8 a piece
I believe so.
for that. Don't over tighten the plugs, boys. They're expensive. I'll show you here what I had to do to this little guy here. So it rounded, or started to round, and before I really caused an issue, I thought, well, air hammer. So I air hammered at an angle and popped her loose, but it's definitely not something I'm gonna trust to come out next year or the year after whenever we change the gearbox. Normally we do this every other year. We did not do it last year. I wouldn't say that it was like super bad, but I don't feel bad that we did this. What are you doing?
I don't know, did it fit?
Yes, it fit. I told you these are all the same plugs. He calls me at the parts counter. Nope, there's 2 different ones. I said no.
Hey,
I said no.
we were
And I
looking
was
at
right.
we were looking at the computer, and it is different part numbers.
Well, the part numbers
So-
must sub.
Well, potentially, but we're just going off the computer. You know, you got to trust technology all the time. Well, good. Did Brody finish welding? No. Slacker.
All right, we looked into both of these bonnets. We took apart all this stuff, cleaned it up, greased it. I think it's working right. It's the other one that binds up so bad. And we folded it a couple of times. And I did do some adjusting on how the snout sat in between the row. So far, in the heated shop with no debris on it, it's working fine. Might be a different story next fall when it gets all gummed up again, but so far I think we've solved that issue. And we are about to take off. Thanks for watching. This is the end of the video. We'll see you guys next time.